We got another good one. Again, Western Conference, lots still up in the air. Rockets, Warriors. Oh my. Curry was held in check in this one. We'll get to that. 106-96 was your final for Houston. 24 points for Dylan Brooks. Jalen Green finished with 21. Şengün with 19. On and on. But Steph's 3 points. Again, just like that free throw stat caught your eye, Steph with 3 points catches your eye. But the Rockets have now beaten both the Thunder and the Warriors in back-to-back games. They're sitting in the 2 spot, Chandler. There were times during the season where we sort of just kind of gave up on them and thought, they're going to regress. What are we thinking now? Should we be taking them a little more seriously?
I think you have to put respect on their name when they have had the type of season they had. When they play both sides of the ball, they're so well coached. They have this dynamic duo that is young. They're going to continue to get better. But then they have the pieces like Thompson, like Brooks, like Jabari Smith, who's coming off the bench, who he's kind of finding his way in this league. So this team is serious. Yeah, they're young. You can look to, they don't have experience. They're young, but they do have guys like Fred VanVleet who have been there before, played at the, won an NBA title, has played in the biggest games in the world. So when you have someone like that, Steven Adams, you do have some sort of vet leadership in there. So it's not like just a bunch of kids going out there, clueless. This team is real. This team can defend. This team is so deep. So they are real. And now I think it's a huge thing who they get as a matchup. They've locked up that 2 seed. The play-in still has to happen, but they're going to get a tough matchup in the first round. That's just how good the Western Conference is. Whether that's the Clippers, the Timberwolves, we see how jumbled up again. So it's impossible for them to even know who they're playing. But this team is real. They can beat you in multiple ways. And again, their youth is almost to an advantage for them because they're not a team that's going to rest a lot of guys. They're not a team that's going to be banged up. They are ready to go the next day, no matter how many minutes they played the night before. This team is good. And it's just the conference is also so good that it's usually I'd be like, 2 seed over a 7 seed. Give me the 2 seed without even knowing. This year, who knows? Just because that 7 seed is going to be so good.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm glad you said that, Chandler. That was going to be my point. Like, this is a really good team. But let's say that Golden State lands at that 7 seed and that's their first round matchup. With the way that Golden State's playing right now, do we really have confidence? Yeah, do we really have confidence in the Houston Rockets beating them in a 7-game series with the way that Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler has been able to blend the way that they play the game? And let's be serious here. They're not going to hold Steph Curry to another 3-point game. Last night he laid an egg. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but this is the first time we've seen him do that in years. So if we're saying that in the next few weeks he's going to do it again and again, I wouldn't bet my money on that. So even in the first round, if they get one of these matchups, I don't feel confident in them doing that. Now, some other teams, I absolutely do feel like they can do it. And let's say they get to the Western Conference Finals. Now you got OKC, and OKC is showing we're 12.5 games better than everybody in the Western Conference. So are they serious title contenders? Yeah, I think they got a bunch of talent, like Chandler just laid out. They got a bunch of guys that can be your best player on any given night. But when it comes to a 7-game series, there's 2 or 3 teams that are head and shoulders probably above this team that's going to give them headaches in the postseason. So I don't know.
And think about this. That the play-in tournament, whether it's Clippers, Grizzlies, Mavs, Kings, you want that 7th seed. If you're the Clippers, because you would rather play the Houston Rockets than the Los Angeles Lakers or the Denver Nuggets. So as good as they are and as respect you have to show them, there's still teams technically behind them in the standings that I think are more feared that other teams would rather play. So again, it's a great year to be good, but it's a tough year because the Western Conference is so stacked. You can see that just simply by the standings of how crazy close it is. But I think the teams, if it's the Clippers and Grizzlies, that is going to be an intense game because you want to win that game to lock in that 7 seed to rather play the Rockets than the Lakers or Nuggets, in my opinion.
Yeah, the more we do this, the more we just need to get rid of the conferences. Because if you really think about it, 1 and 2 are at a disadvantage because you don't get to scout as long or watch tape as long because you got to wait. And in the West, everyone's good. I hate this system. Anyways, that's not what we're going to talk about next. Lou, we got to talk about Draymond. It's tape time. Let's watch some video, shall we? Because there was a flagrant call here, a flagrant 1 on Draymond and Şengün. Oh dear, what'd you think, Lou?
That one's tricky. I wouldn't give this one too much. This looks like a routine basketball play to me. Now everything else, It's typical Draymond getting under guys' skin and trying to get them revved up. But this one right here looks like a basketball play to me. But referees are human. They look at who it is, what type of play it is, and your reputation comes into play, and they make calls based on it. Like, I don't know if he's seeking Sengun out right here. I really don't. And it looks like it's barely even any contact as well. Like, it looks like somewhat of a little baby flop right there. But I'm not rolling.
I'm not rolling either.
I'm not rolling on this one. But again, it's Draymond Green, so everything that he does is gonna be considered with a grain of salt, and it's gonna and referees are gonna make this call based on who it is and what it is. And so for that, I'm not rolling on this one. But
that angle. That last angle was just body. It wasn't even to his face.
This angle right here, it's elbow to elbow to me. But
wow. All right, Chandler. But it's Draymond. So what are you gonna do?
What else do you want him to do? Like, that looks like a natural movement that he's going to the. I don't think this is anything malicious. I don't think this is dirty. Again, the things he did later were a little obnoxious, but like, this is just a normal basketball play. It was unfortunate that he got the bow, but this is the risk that you take when you go vertical and you got a aggressive dude coming at you. But I think this is bad. I think this is a natural basketball.
I really think
pretty good acting.
Honestly, now that I'm watching it over and over and over, this is
same
more than anything to me.
Ooh, he's got some good movement. You know what, Sengun? Your game. I was not familiar with it. It's a very good acting job.
It's a great sale.
It's really, really good. I'd watch it 30 times. There was an interaction. This is a weird one too, between Steph and Ime Udoka during the game. So here's what Steph had to say about it afterwards.
Say to you, or I guess what was that conversation the cameras caught entering halftime?
He made a reservation at International Smoke and then he canceled it. And so I was kind of upset with him. And we went back and forth on that.
Shout out Anthony Slater. Of course, that's his wife's restaurant. It's a good quick answer. But there are, between coaches and players, I don't know. Do we care, Chandler? Do we like the look? What do you think about any of this?
So you don't want to spill the tea. Obviously, this is part of competition, part of the game. You're not going to go and tell the media what you guys were talking about. Clearly, it was an exchange of some sort of trash talk on the game, and Steph Curry's probably frustrated. We've never seen him kind of lay an egg like this, which, by the way, we didn't get to it. Does this not just show you how insane this LeBron James 10-plus point streak is going? Do you see a guy like he bet $800,000 to win $13K?
What are you doing?
Over 10 points. It's crazy. Think about how good Steph Curry is. He had 3 points last night. LeBron's had 10-plus for God knows how long, but this is just a frustrated Steph Curry. And I love the fact that this is how he handled himself in the media. And UDOKA, he's an ex-player, and he's an ex-physical, tough, trash-talking player. And that's his coaching style too. He is still that guy. So he's a fiery guy on the sidelines. He's gonna rock with his guys. So I love it. I love games like this. I love the chippiness. I love the physicality. This is what makes the games way more interesting.
God, I love it. Lou, did you see the guy that bet $800,000 to win 13 just on a LeBron 10-plus?
No, but I tell you what, he got more heart than I do.
No, you know what's funny? And you know how I do. This is how I know I love humanity still. Every single person commenting was like, I hope LeBron doesn't even finish this game just so this guy loses. Like, everyone was anti. So it was very, it's a ballsy
crazy gamble for some pocket change. If you're going to bet $800,000, that tells me that 13K is pocket change to you. And you put it on the line, you slick got a problem, brother.
We need to have a talk. All right, we got to take a quick break. Jalen Brunson was back. Knicks talk next.
Run it up, run it back. Run it up, run it back.